Happy 40th anniversary! Hooray!
Akim
Super!
We are here today to inform our distinguished partners and the general public that by God's grace, information we needed to celebrate our 40th anniversary are set. It was rather unfortunate that we couldn't celebrate on the said date. We are sorry. We have gone through thick and thin to gather information, especially history. Great support coming from Mr. Ofusu Daniel, Regional Director, Mr. Ohene Fred, YMCA Mampo, and Mrs. Taylor Annette, CVJ Hichemba. Since there is no existence of our founding fathers, a delayed but not denial. It all came good. A big celebration will be organized after a partnership visit exchange program. 40 years, that's 4 decades of milestones, challenges and triumphs. We are here to celebrate not just the passage of time, but the journey that has brought us to this moment. This anniversary is a testimony to resilience, dedication, and the unwavering commitment of individuals who have poured their hearts and souls into making a difference. As we gather, let's reflect on the past, cherish the present, and look forward to the future. Let's make this celebration unforgettable. Thanks. Hello, CVJ Hilchenbach. Happy 40th anniversary. Bye-bye.
We are going to have this wonderful celebration, and I wish you well as far as this program is concerned. Yeah, so my full name is Daniel Ofusu. I joined the YMCA in 1996 as a service personnel, and after the service, the Regional Council recommended me to the National Council of Ghana YMCAs to confirm my appointment. But unfortunately, the National Council decided that I should work a little bit more and go through the rightful procedure. When I say rightful procedure, I'm talking about being interviewed and pass the interviews and then give me an appointment. So after 1996, I volunteered, let me say it that way, for another 6 years. So it was during 2002 that I went through vigorous interview, and fortunately I was successful. So I made the substantive regional director of the Eastern Regional Council of Ghana YMCAs. This is when my immediate predecessor had traveled to Japan, and he never returned to post. He didn't come back to the office. Now, my encounter with the Odan YMCA. My first encounter with the Odan YMCA is funny. What is funny about it is it wasn't my intention to go to Odan, but what happened was my boss, then Mr. Stephen Labi, went to Odan to meet Mr. Samuel Akim, who was then the chief executive officer of the YMCA, with Ekat Geisler. So there was communication break. And for that matter, Mr. Labi went earlier. Those time, communication or phone calls was not as accessible as we have now. So Mr. Labi traveled to Odan, waiting for Mr. Akim to come to Odan. Not knowing, Mr. Akim doesn't know Odan. So he was coming to Kufuridua to join Mr. Labi for them to travel together to Odan. So when Mr. Akim and Ekat Geisler, the International Relations Secretary, came to Kufuridua, Mr. Labi had gone. So I have to take them to Odan. I also didn't know that. So we traveled together. They asked me, do you know that? I said, yes. I'll try to find the route. So we go to Asamankes. I knew Asamankes then. Then we went through, before Asanasi, we turned left. In the bush road, it was raining cat and dog, and the wind was blowing everywhere. So we have to park the car. Mr. Nim was driving his private car. We have to park the car somewhere for the rain to subside. We finally got to Adan around 4 p.m. The program was over. We saw them. The first person I saw was Mr. Furi, Kofuri, and Mr. Labi. Mr. Labi had not returned. No, he had gone back to Furidua. And the other members were waiting to disperse. So that was my first encounter with Oda. Now, after this, and when I took over as a substantive, the regional secretary or director, I met a very good number of members from Oda YMCA. The names I can recall include Mr. Boabe, Mr. Ufuri, Mr. Otopa Ama, late, Mr. Kwatin, Mr. Nati, and many others. Unfortunately, those times, I don't think I saw any lady in Oda YMCA. I don't recall. But these were the pillars of the YMCA Oda. And they ran the YMCA effectively and efficiently. I knew they had partnership with HMAC YMCA. So a little bit of my getting in touch or encounter with the YMCA. See, leadership come and leaders go. Call it leaders come, leaders go. We've had good number of leaders that have been in various parts of the YMCAs across the region in the country. But in particular for them, they have had very, very good leaders as far as I'm concerned. And they've kept the fire burning till today. I can recall when Mr. Ama, the son of the late Mr. Otopa Ama, Ama, who is also late, were in charge of the local YMCAs. They did their best, and we still see Oda as one of the strongest branches of Eastern Regional Council of YMCAs. Let me also reiterate that we did an assessment in the Eastern Regional Council together with the regional vice president, and it was found that one of the best, if not the best, branches in the Eastern region is Oda YMCA. We considered a number of members who had then renewed their membership and consistently renewed their membership. We considered programs that the local branch have been handling or going through or having. We considered their meeting places and how frequency of their meeting times. We've also considered the young men and young women in the local branch. And when you put all this together, you realize that Oda have been very consistent, very, very consistent as far as these things are concerned. And hopefully, we believe it will go on and on and on. Because since the time of the Mr. Boabins, Mr. Octopus, Mr. Amas, the fire has been burning. And I strongly believe that today's young people at Oda, in the leadership of Mr. Du, Tony, Abigail, and the rest, Eugene, will also keep the fire burning. I'm not surprised that the programs director of Ghana YMCA did see these things, and he has established strong link and cordiality between the National Council and the YMCA as well as the Regional Council. And the number of programs is happening at the YMCA. So kudos to that YMCA. More grease to your elbow. And then I wish you well as far as your celebration of your anniversary is concerned. I'll be there myself. Thank you.
And let me welcome you to Mampong. Um, yeah, I'm also glad to be part of this celebration. The question of about myself, I am Frederick Ohene Obu, who a native of Edukrum. Um, now, yeah, over the years, initially, my father was a teacher who was transferred to many places. So my childhood wasn't located at any particular place, but we went to several towns until finally, when my father was going on retirement, he was posted to Mampong, and that is where I have been since the early 1970s. What That's what I can say. Let me add also that when I settled in Mampong, my main occupation was radio and television servicing. That is, I went into electronics. That's the work that I have been doing. I had a workshop, and that's what work I was doing for so many years. How I joined the YMCA may be of interest. What happened was that around 1985-86, a young man from Kirchenbach CBG or Germany visited Mampong. He had an aunt who was married to a doctor at the Tekwasi Memorial Hospital. So he, Ibahat, went to stay with his aunt. Then I think during conversations, Ibahat asked whether there's YMCA in Mampong. And the lady said, as far as she's concerned, she doesn't have any idea that there's a YMCA. But what she suggested was that there's a reverend minister of the Presbyterian Church whom she knows. So they come together to him and ask if he has any idea of the existence of YMCA. Indeed, when came to Reverend ESCD said, as far as you know, there's no YMCA. But since the idea is a very good idea, he quickly called me from my workshop and one Mr. David Ufuramachi to come and meet Ibahat and think about whether we can form a YMCA. And that is where it all started. That's how I came to know of the YMCA. And we started. Actually, when he left after the visit, because we didn't know much about it, for a whole year, nothing was happening. Nothing was happening until one day, Joe Mexico, who was then the regional secretary of the Eastern Regional YMCA, came to Mampong and looked out for us, the two of us, myself and Ufuramachi, and wanted to know what was happening. Because in those days, people were forming associations without just to get support from some people. I mean, we were using fictitious ways to get to get some assistance and whatnot from the whites. So head office was a bit alarmed that as far as they know, there's no YMCA in Mampong. How come there's a partnership agreement from Hilsenberg coming to us to be signed? That's where Mexico came in, and we made it clear that there's no ill motive. What happened was the gentleman came, talked about it, and we felt we could go about establish one. But because we didn't have any directive, we didn't know how the whole thing was. That's why it started that way. So we accepted the challenge and brought in a lot more people, myself, my brother, several other young men in the Mampong community to start the YMCA. That's how we took off. We were meeting in the classroom of the Presbyterian Church, and for so many years, that's where we were staying. But all credit will go to Mexico because he came around, and when he realized the situation, he started inviting us to Koforibia to attend meetings, and through his effort, the branch, the Mampong Ekuapem branch, was inaugurated on 26th September 1987. 26th September 1987, the branch was officially inaugurated and became a fully fledged branch of the Ghana YMCA. So that's how we started. So in our case, we realized that our branch rather started from a partnership arrangement. We know most branches in Ghana, in those days, several branches were already in Ghana. Kade YMCA, Mprais YMCA, Odan YMCA, we had Nudu YMCA, Asamankese. All those branches were already in existence. It was during the time that one Fritz Pabezik was the general secretary of the German YMCA that this idea of partnership between branches came up. So like I said, some branches were in existence, but when the idea came, we started matching up one on one so that a branch in Ghana will have a branch as a partner in Germany. That's how it started. But in our case, it looks like the partnership rather brought the branch into existence because like I said, um, the gentleman Ibrahim came and went back, convinced his people that he has found a branch in Mampong, so that they can have a partnership. And that's where it was started. The agreement was signed and brought to us between Mexico and then in those days, one Mr. Sarkodie was the general secretary of the Ghana YMCA. The others, and so that's where we ours started from.
Okay, so how did Odan join partnership?
Yeah, like still the name of Mexico will keep on coming up. When the partnership between Mampo and Hisebak came into being, like I said, Odan YMCA was already in existence, but they didn't have partners. But Mexico was very active in always opening new branches and trying to let the existing ones grow. In those days, we realized that the partnership relationship was also going to be beneficial. But since Oda didn't have a YMCA, Mexico went to Germany around that time and he talked to our friends in Hessenbach that yes, you have partnership with Mampong, but there is yet another branch of YMCA at Akim, a very active branch, but they don't have partners. So in his conversation with them, he was able to get them to agree that they can pick up another branch in addition to Mampong to have two branches in Ghana, partnering with one branch in Hessenbach. And that's how it started. So it was through the effort of Mexico and his dialogue with them and was able to convince them to take the two branches. So that's how, so we learned that not too bad an idea. It's going to be a triangle sort of thing. 1, 2, 3. Hessenbach, Akimodan, Mampong. That's how we came into partnership. So if you look at this agreement certificate, it was all signed around the same time, the same day. But Odan was in existence before Mampong and before the partnership agreement came in. It was through the effort of Mexico, that we were able to get that three. Yeah, so ours is unique because if you look around in the Ghana YMCA, almost every partnership is between one branch and the other. If you go to the Volta region or other places, but Mampong, Akimoda, and Hisbach is unique. We are only three in one partnership. That's how it came to be. Quite a beneficial sort of relationship or partnership. I can talk about visits. No, there has been several visits from Germany or Hissenbach to Ghana. Every time that there's a visit from Germany, they will visit Mampong, they will visit Akimodan. They have had, and by the partnership visitations, we have had a lot. I can think of when the first partnership visit was in 1989, and they chose me from Mampong, and I went with Mr. Emmanuel Buabin. He was also a member of the Akimodan YMCA. So there have been several visits, and I believe that the partnership has afforded us the opportunity for so many people to visit. From Ampon, I can mention names like myself, Victor Amponsa, David Ofuramache, William Boama, George Ohene, all because of the partnership we have been able to visit. And it will interest you to know that every visit that we go, there is also somebody from Akim. So it helps in a way that when we get there, like when we get there, at least visitors to Heisenberg will have two Ghanaians to share ideas, do things together, unlike other branches where there's only one person. I remember when I went with Mr. Guabin, and because the two of us are from Ghana, we were able to put on some traditional displays and whatnot, which was, I think, that impressed our partners so much. So always going through together. And I remember George Ohene went with Mr. Kwatin, and then Mr. Amma, the father of Edmond, was also a member of the YMCA and also had opportunity. So it's like every time that there's a visit, at least we have one from Omampong and one from Odan going together to, and I think that was something which was helpful. Stations to the visitations is not limited to between Ghana and Germany alone. And in 2008, a full bus of members from Mampong visited Akim. It was a fantastic time. We were taken around. That was the first time some of us saw the biggest tree in West Africa. Then we had a lot of programs. We had a lot of fun at the Odan YMCA Center. And that brought a lot of us together so that between Mampong and Akim, the partnership afforded us the opportunity to have friends. Beyond just the membership, we have become personal friends between us and Akim. That was a wonderful visit in 2008. Then the partnership has also helped us in supporting each other. For instance, whenever there is a program, let me put it this way, whenever there's a program, for instance, I remember very well when Odan YMCA Center was the center was completed, it was going to be officially dedicated. A whole team from Mampong visited. In fact, we stayed there for about over the weekend to participate in that event. The other thing is whenever there is a loss of a member, Odan YMCA will come in their numbers. When there is a problem, when there's also a loss of a member and the recent one I can recall is when Edmondama passed away, members from us, so that the two of us, we collaborate, we share good times and both bad times together. And I believe that is one of the wonderful things that is helping us, the two branches. And in addition with that, Heisenberg YMCA has also been sharing with us our heavy moments and our light moments. And I think that is a very wonderful thing. Beyond the official partnership, we have established personal friendship between Odan and Heisenberg and Mampo.
Joined the association in 2016. Yes, it was through our secretary in purchasing. Yes, he recommended the association, and then I also joined. So it was in 2016 that I joined.
So since you joined YMCA, what are some of the experiences? Can you share it with us?
So it being a youth association, we've been to several youth conferences. Apart from the conferences, trained as a videographer for free.
Okay.
Yes, in association, you don't pay money when it comes to trainings. So if you are a youth out there and you want to learn certain skills, I recommend the YMCA.
I can see you are wearing YMCA. That is 40th anniversary. Please, meaning is it Young Men Christian
Association
Association? Meaning it is about 40 years now that
that Akimoda branch.
you came.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Please, who are you?
I am Tony Pagison, the branch secretary.
Branch secretary. Since when did you join YMCA?
I joined YMCA 2011. That is 15 years ago. When I was a teacher at Akim Brim. By then, the current chairman was my colleague teacher at Isibrim, and he was a member and a secretary by then. But I joined because of the exchange program between my school, that is Isibrim school pupils, and that of our partners in Hilchenberg. The exchange program was mainly about the artwork and drawings. Our school children would draw and then send it back to our partners in Germany. They also do something of the same sort and then send it back to us in Ghana. So I became happy with that program, and then I joined.
That is when you joined.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, because of the program, it wasn't someone who introduces it to you in the house for you to come and
No,
join,
it wasn't
but
in the
through the
house. Yeah,
program.
the programs. Yeah.
Okay. So, can you share with us some of your experiences since you joined?
My experience with YMCA is about its program organization being Christian-like in nature.
Okay.
Most of the programs they organize prepare or nurture its members in life.
Okay.
So an example is when I was sent to school to learn about early childhood education, which was sponsored by our partners in Germany. It came to our national quarters, and then I was fortunate to be part of those people who went to school for that program.
Okay. So far as me, for instance, I'm not a member. What are you going to tell someone you met for the first time, of which you want the person to join you? What are you going to tell the person?
I'm going to tell the person YMCA is a big family. It's a worldwide family. If you want to join YMCA, you don't have to think twice. We deal about the three T's. We have three T's that we mostly focus on in YMCA. That is the time, treasurer, and talent.
Okay.
So if you have time for yourself, you can join YMCA. If you have any talent, any treasure, we build on all those things.
Grateful to God Almighty for this wonderful family. Wow, 40 years. That's a major milestone. Also to our founding fathers for bringing YMCA to Akim and the impact it had on the youth, especially late Edmund Kwesiama. May his soul rest in peace. For the introduction of youth activities, supporting coming from late Yaw Brako Kwakon. Opportunity this association gave me to fellowship with brothers and sisters in Germany inspired my volunteerism. My wish is to mentor many youth and see the youth taking position and serving their community, the local branch, regional and national. Moreover, to train the youth to become responsible and productive citizens of their community and country through mentorship, skill, and livelihood workshops and seminars. YMCA is open to all manner of persons, especially Christians. Our programs help to build a sound mind, body, and spirit. The only challenge here is that most members and executives are youth who are starting life, raising families, so most of them are financially bankrupt. It is difficult to make them contribute to support programs. After 40 years, we will seek for more sponsorship to organize more programs. Thank you.
Wow, 40 years. That's a great major milestone. We wish to express our heartfelt gratitude to God Almighty. First off, to our partners in CVGM, Hilchenberg, Germany, especially to Mr. and Mrs. Taylor. Thank you for this incredible journey. They kept us in touch with CVGM Hilchenberg every now and then. Your dedication, love, and commitment have brought. Moreover, to our dear executive members, CVGM Hilchenberg, your support and love for our branch has made this celebration truly special. Also to our regional director and the entire Eastern Regional Council for their kind gestures and direction every now and then. Lastly, to our national executive director and the entire National Council for their good counsel. And all right, lastly to our National Executive Director and the entire National Executive Council for their good counsel and direction. Long live Akim YMCA. Long live Hilchenberg CVGM Germany. Long live YMCA. Thank you.